I just hit being a Depop top seller last month in May, and here are my 10 tips on how I got there. So first, I just want to talk about what being a top seller means on Depop. So to get to being a top seller, you have to list 50 items or more per month, and then also make $1,000 in sales. So you have to hit that consecutively in 3 months. So I became a top seller in March, so I hit it in February. I became a top seller in May, so I hit it in February, March, April, and then became a top seller in May. So these 10 tips are how my strategies, how I got to being a top seller, because I was selling on Depop for like a year, but it was more just like closet clean outs, things like that. But then I was like, okay, I can actually turn this into something. So tip number 1, I have everything written down in my little notebook. So if I'm looking down, that's why. You can obviously see the notebook in here. So your girl's got scatterbrain. Anyways, tip number 1 is shop the Goodwill bins instead of regular Goodwill. So if anyone doesn't know, the Goodwill bins are the last destination that all the product and inventory from the regular Goodwill thrift stores goes to if they don't sell in the stores. This is the last destination before they're thrown into like a landfill, garbage, all of the above. The Goodwill bins price by the pound, while the Goodwill thrift stores price by the product. So if you want to get more inventory for your buck, you're going to want to go to the bins. Now, you need to be tough mentally to go to the bins because it's not clean. It is dirty. It's very hectic. A lot of people, a lot of rushing, a lot of pushing. I had to get used to all of that. Bring gloves if you're going to be going to the bins, but it's definitely something that you'll have to get used to if you're not if that's not your scene, but I got used to it, so I feel like anyone can get used to it. You can find really good things at the bins because it's not just like crap thrown in there, it's things that didn't sell at the bin. So a lot of the things that I actually pick up from the bins have the original like tag from what they were, like the listing price that they were selling at Goodwill. And I'm like, dang, okay, that's kind of a lot. And you think, and it's like, that's why I didn't sell at Goodwill, so now it's at the bins. But also, it's not only good for your inventory and like your wallet because you're not spending that much at the bins, but you're also saving the planet in a way because you're giving things that are basically at the end of their like life cycle a second chance, a second life. So that's the way I look at it. That's why I stopped shopping at Goodwill, because I feel like Goodwill, the thrift stores are pretty high in price. It's kind of hard to buy something from there and then turn it around and then make a profit. So the bins is where it's at. I usually go around once a week. I spend like an hour there. It's not that far from me. The one in Austin is like 15 minutes from my apartment, so it's pretty great. That's all I have to say for the bins. I have a whole bin video about my first time going to the bin, so if you want to go ahead and check that out, then I will list that down below. But number 2 is making shipping and packaging a whole experience. Now, I want you to think back to when you get something in the mail from a big brand, a store, like all of it. When you get something and it's just arrived in a blank cardboard box, no packaging, no extras, there's no experience to it, it kind of just feels like blah. But when you get something from the mail, and let's say, what's something that does good packaging? I don't know. I literally can't think of anything right now. But there are brands out there that really have that are really like well known for their packaging. I literally cannot think of any right now. It's the first thing in the morning. But that's what you want to do. You want to specialize and really take priority in your packaging. You don't want to just throw something in a poly mailer and then ship it to USPS, you know? Like what I do is I have specific branding materials that will go into every package that I package. I have personalized stickers that I'll put on the outside of the boxes. I have a personalized stamp. I have mini envelopes with my shop name on it, and then I have a business card inside the envelope, and then I also have little velvet pink drawstring bags that I have little freebies in, whether that be charms, bracelets, jewelry, all of the above, and they all go into the package. And then I also have pink tissue paper that I also wrap in all of my boxes. So packaging and experience, because I know a lot of the times, like if you're taking this seriously as like you want to turn this into a business, a side hustle, a way to make money, then you need to treat it like a business. So you can't just throw things in a poly mailer and then call it a day. Shipping has to be a priority as well. Okay, number 3. So this is when your inventory has reached a certain amount and you cannot keep it in your apartment or your living space anymore. And number 3 is investing in a storage unit. So I actually recently did this a few months ago. I rented a storage unit. I didn't buy the storage unit. I rented a storage unit a few months ago. I think I pay around $125 and I think it's a 10 by 10. But I was using my guest bedroom in my apartment to keep all my inventory, and I honestly outgrew it really, really fast. So I have everything in a storage unit. If you want a storage unit video tour, then I can go ahead and do one of those. I do need to organize it. It is a hot mess right now. It's just because I've been going to the bin so much, and it's so hot in Texas in the summer that I literally cannot spend the day at the storage unit without melting, because mine is outside technically. But yes, number 3 is invest in a storage unit when you hit a certain inventory, and when you're making that amount of sales per month that you have to invest in a storage unit, you can write it off as a tax write-off when tax season comes, because when you're making a certain amount of money on Depop, this is kind of like a side thing, but if you're making a certain amount of money on Depop, you are going to need to be paying taxes on the amount. At least for me, I'm in Texas, so I know that's how it is for me. So I am able to write off the storage unit as a tax write-off because it is where I'm holding all my inventory. Okay, number 4. Now, I know a lot of people online will say post every day. You need to post every day, every hour, like always be posting. I think that's great and all, but it can be very daunting to think about doing that. So what I do is the day that I go to the bins, I will wash everything. And after everything is cleaned and in the washing machine and the dryer and everything, it goes to like the whole cycle, I will batch. I don't know if you can see my cat, but she's like going off. I will batch create my content. So I will spend like an hour to 2 taking photos, taking measurements, creating my listings, and saving them as drafts. And then when you have all of those drafts saved, you can sporadically throughout the week go ahead and post them. And then it counts as you posting every single day of the week, even though all you have to do is click post. And I think honestly, I saw this feature on the desktop version of Depop. I haven't tried it out yet. I've been meaning to, but I saw a part of it where you can schedule your listings. So I think that's actually really, really cool too. I'll have to like take a look into that, but I haven't ventured over there yet. But that is number 4, batch create your content. Trust me, it will save you. And then also I think it's just great to just have one dedicated set amount of time where you just take pictures and measurements and the descriptions of everything, and then you're good to go. Because I don't know, I feel like the pictures for me is like something that I'm just like, oh, I don't want to sit here and take photos every single day, you know? Like it's something that I'd rather just get it over at the beginning of the week. Okay, number 5 is shipping on a consistent schedule. So Depop rewards you if you're a pretty fast shipper, and then it also just makes your buyers happy because we all have very short patience. We're very impatient in this generation, in this time of the world society, especially with like Amazon Prime shipping, and everything is getting to everyone very, very fast. So I think it's really important to do the same with Depop. Now, I'm not saying go to the USPS every single day. I don't even do that, and it's like literally like a few minutes from my house. But I will ship around 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how many sales I get. I used to do it once a week, but then once I was getting like too many sales, I was like, I cannot carry like that many bags to the USPS and not fall. So I ship around 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how many orders I get. So just making a consistent shipping schedule, just for your sanity and then the sake of knowing what to tell your buyers. Okay, number 6. Number 6 is a tracking system. So when you get to the point where you have 400, 300, 200 plus listings on Depop, you need something to track your listing titles. You need to track the date you bought the item, your cost of goods, how much you spent buying the item, your listing price, your total profit, taking out like boosting fees, Depop fees, shipping fees, any other fees, payment processing fees that Depop has, and then the date that your item sold. Now, the reason that this is so important is because, like I was saying before, when tax season comes, it is so important to have everything organized because it is going to save you, and you will not be scrambling to find everything, finding out how much you spent, where your money went, where your profit came from, your listing days. It is honestly gonna save you. I have created a beautiful, beautiful spreadsheet. I am a spreadsheet girly. I love spreadsheets. I've created a beautiful spreadsheet and I'm selling my template down below. It's at a very small price of $10, even though the spreadsheet took me like a day to create. It's $10, I believe, or $9.99, something like that. But it's listed down below. It's a one-time purchase. Once you buy it, the spreadsheet is yours. Do whatever you want with it. Become a Depop top seller. Do your thing, girl. Okay, but a tracking system is so important. I'm like updating my tracking system every single day, creating inventory, hiding listings that are already sold, all of the above. And honestly, it can help you see your overall picture to see if you're actually making money or losing money from spending money on cost of goods, and if you're actually making a profit from this. So it can also help you tweak like how much you're listing items for. Number 7 is using a template and AI to draft and customize for accuracy. So what I do is I will take photos of everything that I have purchased and washed and everything that day that will be getting ready to be listed. And then once I take photos and measurements of everything, I also take photos of the measurements. I think it just helps for the buyer to see the measurements in the photo, because a lot of people will ask you for measurements and you're like, it's in the description, but not everyone reads the description. So it's good to just have it in the photos as well. I will go ahead and upload all of those images to Claude AI, and then I will have Claude create a description with my description template that I have created. So my description template looks like I'll have the brand, the retail price, I'll have the condition of the item, a short description, I will have 5 hashtags, and then I'll have the back-end spreadsheet title at the very bottom. And the back-end spreadsheet title helps me find the item in my spreadsheet, and then I can go ahead and find out where it's located at, because I have a column dedicated to the location of where each item is. And it really just helps me with the whole like tracking down where each item is and just knowing what's sold. And I have Claude Pro, so I'm able to also write the monthly subscription for that off as a Depop tax write-off, because I'm using it for all of my listings. And using a template is not only gonna help you and your like state of mind and your sanity, but it's also gonna make sure all of your listings are cohesive and are on brand. Number 8, price higher than your target profit, because buyers will negotiate. Now, I don't know if you've used Depop before, if you're familiar with Depop, but I'm sure you're aware that with these reselling platforms, buyers have the option to offer or negotiate a price. So let's say that I want to make a profit of like $15 to $20 on a pair of shoes. I will list those shoes from anywhere from $25 to $30, because guaranteed I will have people offering $15 to $18 for those pair of shoes. And if I want to make that profit, then I have to list it a little bit more. So you need to be strategic with your pricing. Don't list too low. I know a lot of people in the beginning will list too low because they want things to sell, but then you're actually going to be losing money and you won't be making any profit. So it doesn't make any sense in the end. So you need to make sure that you're taking into consideration that people do make so many offers, and then even in tangent, but they don't even, sometimes you just be accepting lowball offers and they don't even buy it. But you know, it is what it is. But price strategically, because people will be lowballing you. Okay, number 9 is set clear shop policies. Like, for example, I have a no return policy, and just setting clear shop policies will help you protect yourself in the future if someone complains or someone has an issue, or just, you know, you always get those customers who have some type of problem. Like, I'm always updating my shop policies, because like sometimes I will get a buyer and they will complain about something and I'm like, dang, that was literally just common sense. I can't believe I have to update my shop policy for this, but then you include it in your shop policy to protect you from like it happening again in the future. Setting clear shop policies will protect you from all things like that, anything that a buyer can complain from. Returns, I don't do returns. And the great thing about having a no return policy in your policies, or like your description or buyer, or wherever you keep your policies, is that if a buyer raises an issue, you are not obligated, 99% of the time, you are not obligated to give them a return. If they raise an issue with Depop will most likely issue them a refund on their end. And so you're not losing money. I was trying to figure out how to say that, but for some reason my like brain was like jumbling up all the words. Okay, that was number 9. Number 10 is honestly the thing that has made my brand stay on brand. I don't know if that makes sense. Made my brand stay on brand. I think that'll work. Okay, so your taste is your brand. So what I do is I only sell what I would buy. So when I'm at the bins and I'm at the thrift stores and I'm just anywhere looking for inventory, I literally only put the things that I find cute or that I would wear in my shopping cart, because I'm like, okay, I'm slowly curating a shop around my own style. So I'm not out here selling baby clothes, kid clothes, pet clothes, men's clothes. Like, I'm not selling all of that. I usually sell mostly my size, and then like everything that I sell is something that I would wear, something that I find cute. And I think it's really important in curating like your brand, your style, and it just helps people come back to your shop and follow you because they know what kind of vibe, what kind of style that you're going to be posting for. And if it's similar to their style, they're going to want to follow along for new listings. Those are my top 10 Depop selling tips. I hit being a top seller a lot faster than I thought I was going to be. I thought it was going to be like something I hit at closer to the end of the year, but I am just so thankful for everyone who's shopped my shop. If you haven't checked out my shop, it will be linked down below. I'm so tired. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I wish you the best of luck setting up your own shops. If you guys have any questions, then, well, I was gonna say list them down below. If you have any questions, ask them down below. I will be looking at all the comments. I will be responding to the comments, all of the above. And if you found today's video, then go ahead. If you found today's video, my brain is literally like skipping words right now. If you found today's video helpful, then go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.